everyone. Welcome back to Kashi Confessions. I'm your host, Mia LePage, and I have a very, very special guest today. He is an award-winning director, choreographer, writer, and producer. He is currently directing Lego's first live-action musical, Heart Lake. He is from Victoria, British Columbia, and has built a very impressive career, just to name a few of his credits, including Descendants, Deadpool 2, The Muppets, Once Upon a Time, and many, many more. I have none other than Paul Becker on the podcast. Welcome, Paul.
I'm happy to be here.
I'm so happy to have you.
You pulled up the Deadpool credit.
Yes.
Yeah.
So many to choose from.
I had a lot. You know, I was talking about it today. I forget. And I was, I forget a lot of things nowadays, but I've done a lot. I'm blessed.
Yeah.
I'm blessed to have done a lot, and I've learned a lot along the way. And now I'm in a place in my life where I'm happy to share that too. So it's been pretty cool.
Yeah, it's super exciting to reach such a point where now you're able to give back and talk about all the steps you've taken to get where you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of my creative process has been made by mistakes. And I've learned even on a series of unfortunate events. I did it. If you haven't seen it, it's on Netflix. Neil Patrick Harris, he's phenomenal in it. I got to play. I got to virtually have a playground to play with, and there was time, and that's not usually a luxury on a film set.
Yeah.
I had time to make mistakes, time to try things, and that was really a really cool thing of Barry Sonnenfeld to set up for me, so I could really play. And I feel like some of my best work was made because I was able to play, make mistakes, try things.
Yeah.
But when you're under the gun, and you have no time, it's for choreography and for directing, for anything. It's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough. Yeah.
Absolutely, because especially with choreography and everything, like that prep time is so important. And when you're just kind of thrown into it with a time stamp on it, it's a little tough.
Yeah, it reminds me of, I did season 1 of Riverdale, and I didn't like working on that show. And I'll tell you why. They didn't give time. They didn't give time. In fact, one of the videos went viral. I mean, hundreds of millions of views, like these of the girls doing a dance off. And I feel like it was some of my most slapped together work.
Wow.
Because I had no prep time, no rehearsal. The poor girls had 4 hours rehearsal and they had to shoot. It was like nothing. It wasn't fair for them. It really wasn't fair for them.
Yeah.
They weren't full on dancers. They did a good job, but it wasn't fair. And people loved it, but I'm not proud of it. It's not on my demo reel. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
And I remember a time where I went into the office. I went into the production office and said, I need a skeleton crew for this episode. And I always demand a skeleton crew now, and I get it, and I make it work. But I said, I need a skeleton crew for this episode, and the producer said, I'm not naming names, but one of the producers, it wasn't one of the main ones, it was somebody who's no longer, I don't know if she's on the show. The show's not on anymore.
Yeah.
Whatever, I can say this. And she said, yeah, we just want you to show them a few dance moves. And I said, show them a few dance moves. I said, oh, you don't need a choreographer. You need a dance instructor. And I said, so let me tell you what. I'm going to give Arthur Murray a call down the street, and I'm going to get you guys a good dance instructor. and the director was like, no, Paul. No, and the AD was like, no. And then I said, okay, well, give me the floor for a second. Is the writer? And the writer was there. I said, what did you write for this scene? And he's like, Josie and the Pussycats sing and dance on the roof or whatever. And I said, so a sentence. Does anyone know what the word choreographer means? And nobody put their hand up. I said it comes from Greek. Wow. It means dance writer. So it's my job to take that one sentence and turn that into physical dialogue to tell your story for about 2 more minutes of music. Yeah. And I said, last question. And they're like, I said, would you ever go without a script, without anything written to a rehearsal, and have the actors watch over your shoulder while you're typing all your ideas? And he was like, no, that's absurd. I said, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm asking for those same tools in a rehearsal room.
Totally.
So I've had to fight those fights. I've had to fight those fights in order to get what I needed to accomplish my job.
Yeah.
So we can do it at a high level and in a sane level.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of the time choreography is an afterthought on film sets and when it comes to production. It's like the last thing people think of, but it's often such an important part. And like you just talked about things that go viral, like these dance thing, like choreography goes viral from television shows and can draw traction to the show. So it's such an important part, and you're carrying on that story so much longer than just that one sentence. But they don't, when you don't understand dance or you don't come from a dance background, it's hard for some people to understand.
Yeah. A lot of times we're educating now. A lot of, you know,
Yeah.
with these great shows like So You Think You Dance and other shows that have been on, a lot of the mainstream in the mainstream, people are starting to understand the work that goes into it, but I find myself having to educate a lot of times when if I'm being brought onto a project. But the great producers and directors understand that collaboration, but it's on the smaller projects where I'm having to teach a little bit, you know.
Right.
So yeah, but it's always it's a challenge of the job. Look, one in 100 movies needs a choreographer, right?
Yeah.
Every movie needs a director. Every movie needs actors. So it's a highly competitive field.
Absolutely.
But also a field that not a lot of producers have the experience on working around. So it's not their fault. It's just,
Yeah.
it's foreign. They got to learn.
Yeah, it's like you can't blame someone for not knowing what they don't know, you know?
Yeah.
So
And believe me, I don't know a lot. I've learned a lot, but there's a lot of things I'm learning.
Totally. So take us back, all the way back, to Paul as a child. Did you always have a creative mind? What were your interests?
Yeah. As a child, I was always into art. I was always painting or drawing.
Yeah.
And I was always making things. I always had a vivid imagination. We didn't have a lot of money, but I would make things out of a cardboard box or make things out of whatever, and I'd build little worlds for myself. Even Lego. That's why when I got to direct Lego, I was like, what?
Awesome.
I would build and I'd create little worlds. I'd turn a box into a car. So my imagination was always going.
Yeah.
And I was self-taught as a dancer. I didn't really, I didn't have any class. I would just watch videos. I'd watch like old videos like Breakin' and Beat Street and videos and just like get inspired and teach myself how to dance, really, hip hop. So that was kind of an inspiration to me, watching those videos. But my mom was supportive of that. She was supportive of like me being creative. I had 5 brothers, and they were all into martial arts and other things, and so was I. But it was a rowdy household. Like we would be fighting in the basement and things, and I would be dancing, you know. And I would be so I would always need my quiet time. I still do. I still need like to hibernate and focus because my house is wild.
Yeah.
So yeah, I still find myself having to do that.
Yeah. Especially like your job, like working in entertainment, is so demanding that it's good to have that quiet time, that space away from it all to kind of like focus and relax.
Yeah, I put a lot of pressure on. I do sometimes put a lot of pressure on myself, like because I am my own boss, right?
Yeah.
So I got to set a schedule for myself.
Right.
And really, I'm not waking up and someone's not telling me what to do. I'm telling myself what to do. So I got to really stay disciplined for health, for if my projects, because I'm juggling many things that I want to do. I have my education side, I have my choreography side, I have my directing side, I have my producing side and like original writing side, and my AI side. I'm doing a lot.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of, I put this pressure on myself, which is probably unneeded, but I do set a schedule that is pretty. I don't always keep it, but I try. And I think that's important for dancers too to know, because a lot of times dancers think, like, or I got time on my hands or whatever. You
Mm.
need, or dancers or actors or whatever, and you got time on your hands because you're not working. You could be creating stuff for yourself. That's what I would say.
Totally.
Like you could take control of your career if you just start creating things and start to use your imagination and start to write it down and
Yeah.
start to build something for yourself. You don't need much nowadays. We kind of got all the tools at our fingertips if you have a phone, if you have some friends,
Yeah.
if you have a laptop, that kind of like you can build some things for yourself. So
Totally.
I was never one to wait. I'm still not one to wait. If I have an idea, I start to write it down. I start to try to see how I can make it happen. If it finds its legs, it has enough purpose. It'll hopefully see the light of day.
Yeah,
you know?
right. And not like waiting for that opportunity to be handed to you, but creating that opportunity for yourself. And it's interesting on social media. There's all these videos and content being put out on like, here are ideas of what you can do for content, or you should make a video about this. And we consume so much that I've seen people say like, for once, like, stop watching all these like videos telling you what to do and just do it. Just
Yeah.
like start creating something because we're consuming so much now.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. The other day I'm always consuming, right? A little
Yeah.
too much. I actually, funny thing, I have not watched a movie in 6 months, and I have not watched
Wow.
a Netflix anything in 6. And I haven't done that purposely. I've just been so busy, and I've been trying to create things,
Yeah.
and trying to launch some things. So I just find myself kind of working till late hours, and then I get home and I'm not watching something. I probably should, because it's kind of like I need to get inspired by other people's work.
Yeah.
So I think I need to dedicate some time to do that. And I always love going to the movie theater and just like turning off.
Yeah, me too.
I go by myself, watch something. So I need to do that. I need to dedicate that time for that. Yeah.
Yeah. I get
Um,
my popcorn, my blue icy, and I'm ready to
You
go.
do blue icy?
Yeah, that's my go-to at the
Your mouth,
movies.
you leave, your mouth's all stained.
Yeah. So that's the only way to do it. If they don't have the blue icy, the movie's not gonna hit the same.
I do the what's it called? Chicago mix?
Oh yeah,
The cheese and the caramel corn? Or
Yeah.
The popcorn? That's my jam.
That's your go-to. Yeah.
I could demolish a whole large. Yeah.
Yeah. So we talked about you being a really creative kid. When did you know you wanted to like really get serious about working in the entertainment industry?
When did I know I always wanted to get serious about being in the entertainment industry? I think it was like 13, 12, 13, my very first dance class. I thought, oh, wait, this is something cool. This is something interesting. I followed these two girls into a dance class that worked at my mom's diner, and they encouraged me to take a class. It was a hip-hop class. And that kind of environment I was around, I realized, oh, there's something here. I want
Yeah.
to do something like this. So I started pursuing it. Like, I started dreaming about it, 13. I would watch TV. I didn't know it was a job. I just knew it was something cool, something that interested me.
Totally.
So and then by 16, I had my first job, and it was Ninja Turtles. And I had a guest teacher came into my studio, and she called the studio after she left, and she said, "I'm holding auditions for Ninja Turtles," and I thought I needed to choreograph my own solo. I didn't know how auditions worked. So I cleared the restaurant diner, the tables and chairs, and I spent all night choreographing a solo.
Wow.
It's like 3 minutes. It was ridiculous. I got to the audition, which I drove, I had to take a boat and I drive for a couple hours to get to the audition by myself. My mom didn't even go with me. I went by myself, and I got given like an account of 8, and I got the job. I didn't have to do all that work
Wow.
the night before. And then I was on set, and again, I was by myself. There was no chaperone. My mom didn't go with me. I don't know how she got away with that. I don't know how I got away with having no chaperone. Different times.
Yeah.
And I got a check in the mail like a couple weeks later, and I was like, wait, I got paid? And I still get checks for Ninja Turtles. They're small, but I still get them. So, yeah, that kind of that was a light bulb moment. I was like, wait, I want
Totally.
to do this. This is cool. This is fun. I was a deer in the headlights, but I found it fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like that passion is what took you there. Like you're doing it because you love it, and then you happen to get paid for it, and then you're like, all right, I can do what I'm passionate about and get paid for it. This is what I want to do, you know?
I would have done it for free.
Yeah.
I mean, I do it all the time for my YouTube channel where I like make musical numbers and stuff like that. I mean, I'm not getting paid for that. I love
Right.
it. I love what I do. I love what I do. I love telling stories. I love making musical numbers. I love making dramatic scenes. I like telling stories. Just generally, I get a kick out of it. Just
Yeah.
and my brother was like, I don't get it. He's like, you're watching a monitor because I was when he was on set when I was directing. And he was like, you're watching a monitor, and you're like getting such a rush out of watching two people talk to each other. He's like, they're just talking to each other, and no, but I wrote that scene, and they're doing my work. It's my story. I'm
Yeah.
crafting how they're coming into it. I'm crafting, I'm nudging them and getting them to the performance that I kind of want them to find. And he's like, I still kind of don't get it, but good for you.
Yeah. What does that creative process look like when you're working with those actors?
I'm still learning.
Yeah.
I'm still learning my creative process when it comes to directing. I started my career as a dancer, very short, and then got into choreographing. And my way of starting to choreograph was not by teaching. I never taught class. A lot of choreographers start in a dance studio and they teach and they
Yeah.
make a name for themselves. I started picking up a camera and started getting people together and started shooting things and figuring it out and figuring out how to edit too at the same time. So I was
Yeah.
editing and I was shooting and I was choreographing. And that was my film school. I went to film school for like a week, I think, in Vancouver, and I dropped out because I was on a
Yeah.
movie set either doing background work or dancing in a movie or doing something in a movie in the or shadowing somebody, and that was kind of learning so much. I was like sponging it up. So now my process as a choreographer is very similar to directing. I like to storyboard. I like to plan. There's a lot of prep that goes into it. I like to plan like 80% to leave 20% of freedom exploration and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times I'll stage a scene and I'll put it on its feet with, stand-ins or whatever, or just kind of like rough it out as a storyboard. And then the actor will come in and have a whole other idea of what they want to do. And
Yeah.
I need to embrace that. Like I was just on set of, there's a huge movie. I signed a thing. It's a TV series. It's going to be the biggest TV series next year. It's Sony and Amazon, and it's based on a big video game. The actor's jacked. He's huge. And I'm his personal movement coach. It's kind of turned into like movement coach / acting coach in a way, because my job is to give him triggers in his brain that can cue his body to move like the character.
Wow.
And I find it more stressful than choreographing because I'm teaching.
Interesting.
I do because it's like I gotta come up with nuggets, and luckily I've been good at it lately, but I've been getting stressed out before the job.
Yeah.
But why I said that, because he came onto set, and the director, who was the director I worked with on a series of unfortunate events actually, and he planned out this amazing 3-minute oneer that I was inspired by. I was like, this is beautiful. It's amazing. And the actor came in, and he's a great actor, great human being. But he shifted the way he wanted to, like, come into the scene and land in the scene and live in the scene. And and the director had to adjust. And I watched him gracefully adjust. And it reminded me. I've had to deal with that too.
Yeah.
You can't always plan that. So
Right.
you got to be flexible. And you got to let things breathe. But there has been times where I've had no prep, and I've just let a scene, I put the scene on its feet and I let it live, and I figure out how to shoot it with the cinematographer in the moment. So I'm okay on my feet too. It's just prep is always nice.
Totally.
Prep is always nice.
Yeah.
you know?
It's nice to have that bit of prep, but like you said, having like kind of the 80% and then 20% to see what happens, because you can only be so prepared. Things are
Yeah.
changing all the time, and being adaptable is super important.
I think there's a lot of like great actors that have become really good directors, and there's a lot of good choreographers that have become good directors. especially the ones that have the privilege of being on sets a lot.
Yeah.
And I was talking to a director friend who's like directed one movie, and he's like, "You're lucky, man. You're really lucky." I was like, "Why?" And he was like, "Well, because you've had all these flight hours. You've been able to be around all these great directors and great, or just around and watched all these problems being solved and watched all this stuff happen and be a fly on the wall." And I have, and it's like a film. It's something. It's a film school. It's you can't buy that. So I'm really grateful for all those experiences. As you know, in every category I've worked.
What do you think was key to gaining access to those opportunities and experiences?
Key to gaining asking, like there's times where I've asked, like early on in my career, I didn't have, like, I wanted to choreograph at a young age. At 18, I saw Rob Marshall. I was like, I want to do that. That's what I want to do. So I was trying to figure out how to do it.
Yeah.
So I picked up a camera and started shooting. I was doing a little bit of stunts back then at like 19, 20 or whatever. And I would watch stunt coordinators work. And I was like, man, they're planning every single shot. Bam, the camera's there, whips around. Like, they were prevising all these things.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, these are people I want to be around. This is cool. I want to do this with my choreography. So I started to previs my choreography like the stunt guys did. And I was hanging around there helping edit and help, just being a hand. But I would ask cinematographers to shadow, and I would shadow some cinematographers and I would just be a fly on the wall. Literally, I was shadowing, just being around, just hanging out and watching. And then I would meet people, and then I'd meet people while I was there. Oh, you're a choreographer? Yeah. Oh, we might need one for the next episode. Keep in touch. Here's my card, or call me. Like, that's how it happens. Getting in the room, being in the environment of, being in there, being around. My intention was to learn, but I was around this environment that provided some opportunity for me, which was pretty great.
Yeah. And I think, too, what's so important is you talking about, well, one, a lot of choreographers do start as teachers, but also a great teacher doesn't mean you're going to be a great choreographer and vice versa. But I think something that's so prominent right now is content and creating your own videos. And you are creating your own proof of concept by putting, your movement on bodies on camera and showing you're capable of doing this, not waiting to be given the opportunity to do so. I think that's really good advice, especially now, because people are booking jobs just off of their concept videos that they're posting on social media.
They are, right?
Yeah.
I just made one the other day. I started this community. It's called We Got This, and it's literally for dancers and choreographers and people that get in the room and have access to me and other people that I bring on, and we go live every week and we talk to people and help people. It's really cool. And it's a week old. It's been amazing. And why I said that, I created this thing. I was like, I want to make a commercial for it now, but I want to have fun making a little short film or something. And I spent the day making, I wasn't going to wait around. And I made a AI commercial that was starring me chasing a pair of sneakers around the city. And so you saying that, not waiting around, not waiting for someone else to hire you and stuff like that. I'm not.
Yeah.
And a lot of times there's these tools here now for people, for young filmmakers. I know AI can be a taboo word for a lot of people, but there's some really great tools out there now that you can use as a filmmaker to tell your story. Like, there's a story I used it for storyboarding, for getting my ideas across. I'd rather do that. I used to draw my storyboards, and for some projects they had storyboard artists do it, but I'm waiting a week for the storyboard artist to turn around. Now I'm able to sit in front of a computer and draw my sketches and have my idea there.
Yeah, because a lot of creatives are critical of AI.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you see the future of AI in entertainment? Like you said,
I think those people that are critical of AI are going to be the exact same people like my mom in 1990 whatever, when the computer came out.
Yeah.
When the internet came out. And my mom love her. She just learned how to use a phone, and she just learned how to use, she was trying to push the laptop screen. It's not a touch screen. But I taught her I taught her a laptop the other day. I'm just saying, she had that same resistance
Mm.
to it. So I think that that's one. I think they should learn it. I think they
Yeah.
should spend 30 minutes. I do think that it's not taking over. Like my short film I just made the other day, there's no way AI could have made that.
Yeah.
Every single frame in there is generated by me and created by me, and I had to nudge it and nudge it and nudge it. It takes hours just to get the right angle I wanted to get. So we're not
Right.
completely there yet, but it's not going to take away a soul. It's not going to take away uh, uh, human like thought and emotion and creativity. I still think we're going to need that, and I do think it's going to push a lot of people to live connection. We're going to be bombarded. We already are bombarded
Yeah.
with all this content and all this fake content, and I foresee it, increasing live theater, live concerts, live experiences, live communal gatherings, that
Yeah.
kind of stuff, which is exciting to me. But I'm an AI geek. I've been manipulating AI pixels since it was accessible
Yeah.
before pandemic, and I now call myself a choreographer, director, producer, writer, filmmaker, and an AI filmmaker, and I'm not apologizing for it.
Yeah.
The haters can hate.
Yeah.
I'm utilizing those tools. They're not going away. They're only getting better and better
Right.
and better. And I could sit on the sidelines and just mock it and say I'm not using it. I'm a traditionalist. Well, I am a traditionalist, but I'm utilizing modern tools too.
Exactly. And I agree with you. It's not going anywhere. And it
Yeah.
reminds me, the story with the computer reminds me with social media. You know,
Yeah.
people are very critical of social media. Now it's so prominent. People are having careers as social media content creators. Like, to not get involved with it or to not learn about it, you might be doing yourself a disservice because you're going to be out of the conversation.
I think you're totally right, and I think that back in the day when social media started booming, and there was the beginning of the influencer. Um, I was in some internal conversations at studio, and they were saying, "What about this girl? Oh no, she's an influencer." Okay,
Ah.
that's not the same conversation we're having now, is it?
Right.
And the same thing's going to happen for AI filmmakers. Yeah, the same thing's going to happen because now I'm able to shoot a scene with you, for example. If you're in the scene, I could do all your coverage here, and I can use your real performance. I can change the background, change the foreground, change everything in this room, and then go into an AI generated shot that flies me across the world into Manhattan. Like I can use real filmmaking
Yeah.
tools with AI and merge them together. I'm not just needing to generate a full scene with. You can do so much. What I'm trying to say is you can do so much now.
Yeah.
And the same conversation is being had, that was being had, hating on social media influencers as it's being done right now with the AI filmmaking technology out there.
Yeah. When the reality is both things are a helping hand. They're not taking away from things, but they can add to the performance.
I did order a robot.
You ordered a robot?
I ordered a robot.
What kind of robot?
It's arriving.
Okay.
It's arriving in October,
Okay.
and it's to clean and does laundry.
Okay.
And I called my best friend Kenny up, and I said, and I'm naming him Kenny.
It's funny it's coming in October. I'm like, that could be fun for Halloween.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, have the robot answer the door.
And
film
pass
it?
out candy.
Yeah. So I'm gonna yes.
Yeah.
The robot's 5'1", 95 pounds, and we'll see what it does. Laundry, cooking. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
Apparently, it will do all that.
I'm curious.
I will
yeah.
film.
Need updates on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Kenny, is that Kenny Ortega?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it is. Who has been a big mentor of yours.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How'd you meet, and what kind of lessons and takeaways have been the most important things that you've learned from him?
I've learned so much from him. Filmmaking, directing, choices, one of the biggest things is the why of a project.
Yeah.
I mean, that guy doesn't say yes to every project. He really finds out the why, and does this really have reason? Does it really have reason right now? Is there a purpose on doing this? And if there is, he does it. And I've taken that away, and it's helped me navigate through a lot of things.
Kind of being selective and really trying to see if there's meaning in everything that you're doing, something that you connect with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can be selective. I know it's like when we're starting off in this career as a performer or anything in the industry, you kind of don't feel like you have a choice. It's like a job gets offered to you and you're like, yeah, and kind of if you're going the traditional route, if you're doing the whole grind of, I'm going to rely on these decision makers to make my career for me, the agent route, that sort of thing, and that's it's a good route.
Yeah.
But it's not the only route. So you're not going to have many choice. You're not always going to have a choice. You're going to take the jobs that are handed to you, and you don't know if it's going to be a crappy movie or not.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's something too at the beginning of your career when you're gaining experience and you're learning from those experiences. It can be good to say yes to things, to learn and gain that experience. But then when you reach that point where you're able to be more selective, then you can really choose what you're going to put all that time and energy into.
Yeah, but there's projects now I'll do for free, like shadowing somebody who's amazing. I want to learn still.
Right.
I still do passion projects. I still do. A week away, the TV series that we did for Angel, the #1 show on Angel, I think, musical TV series. And Alan Powell, who's the director of it, called me. And we did the original movie on Netflix together. And he's like, we're making a torch. And the torch is a short film that you put on Angel, and then the Guild votes for it. It's pretty cool kind of unique kind of platform, and then when they vote, it can go get greenlit for a whole series. That's how we made that. And he called me and he said, do you want to do this? And it was like, I think I did it for free. I was like, yeah, I'm available. Let's do this. So I flew to Nashville and we did it, and we choreographed it and made it. The dancers got paid, but I didn't do it. I did it for free.
Wow.
And just like for that torch. When we did the series, I got paid or whatever.
Yeah.
But so I still, like, if I believe in a project, I'll do it. Money's not always the deciding factor of a project. It actually never is.
Yeah.
It really isn't.
Do you think that that's what separates people who last in this industry? Like having that curiosity and continuing to want to learn.
Mm-hmm. Continuing to want to learn is important. Yeah, I think it's really important.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you get stuck. Even as a choreographer, I know some choreographers, and I have some friends that are. I always looked up to them as really talented people, but I see them stuck I see them either doing that same combo in class, doing that same choreography. They've had a creative block for years, and they're just living in this.
Yeah.
I would be miserable, and I think that they just forgot. They've forgotten they need to unlock something.
Yeah.
I don't know what that tool is, but whenever I get a creative block, I always fall back, for anything, even directing. But I'm talking about choreography. When I have a creative block, it's usually because I'm only thinking about the dance steps. It's usually in front of that mirror when I'm only thinking about the steps. Whenever I fall back into what the story was, or what was my real inspiration for this, like whether it's a photograph or a video or whatever.
Yeah.
That's when I unlock a creative block.
It kind of brings you back to why we started it in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You've reinvented yourself so many times in your career, from dancer, choreographer, producer, director. What keeps you curious?
Oh.
And how do you know when it's time to kind of break away and learn new skills?
I'm always learning new skills. For my Lego movie, I wrote music.
Yes.
For it. And the opening number I wrote it. Those words, those are all my, I ended up co-writing with a great friend. And I'd never done that before.
Yeah.
Actually, I've done it, but I never got credited for it before.
I
did it on other movies. I've written lyrics, and I've contributed musically to a lot of musical projects. But always from the choreography. And I need a dance break. It sounds like this. Give me this. Boom, ba-da, ba-doom, boom. You know,
Yeah.
banging tables and chairs and,
Yeah.
making noise and recording that and sending that to the producer. So, yeah, I've messed around with a lot of tools, music production and stuff like that. But I never called myself that. I never tried to get jobs as that or promoted myself as that.
Yeah.
But this was one of those opportunities where I was like, I was itching to get it on its feet. I was itching to tell the story. I was itching to get it. I wanted to see it. I wanted to hear it. So I just did it. And then I actually, the opening song, so Kenny executive produced the Lego movie, and the opening song, I remember I made an AI previs to it. And I spent all day like generating these images, like go to the song, this is what I want to happen here. And I brought it over to Kenny, and he's like, yeah, it's all right. It's like, what do you mean it's all right? It's a hit song. It's a great song. And he's like, yeah, it's a good exercise. And I was like, good exercise?
Oh my gosh.
What do you mean a good exercise? So, and then, sometimes you marinate on it.
Yeah.
He ended up bringing it up to me. I didn't end up like there in a movie when in his films or some of my movies, the music supervisor reaches out to a bunch of songwriters, and they submit music, and they submitted a bunch of songs for our thing. So we're listening to all the songs, and I was like, I didn't like any of them, but I didn't want to pitch my song for the movie because he had already said it. Yeah, it's all right. So I was like, I was kind of like surrendering to the fact that maybe there's a better song out there.
Yeah.
And I was like open-minded, really. And we listened to all the songs, and then he was like, well, where's your song? He was like, well, I said, I don't know, we didn't submit it. So anyway, that's how the song got back into the film. I kind of just let it be, and it grew on him, and we agreed it was the right one for the project, and that's a perfect example too of not forcing something, but also back to AI. It's like I used the previs, like all the visuals of it. I was able to tell that story and get a clear vision before we even got to camera.
Yeah.
I put all those visuals to the song, and it was so helpful because it was such a challenge to make that whole thing. So
Yeah, what a new skill. Like writing songs, that's like a whole different, area.
different world.
Yeah.
It's a different world.
Yeah. And I have a question, as a choreographer, I feel like choreographers often are doing a lot more than just choreographing, but not given the credit for it. Do you think that that's why choreographers end up making such great directors, because they're kind of learning those skills or doing that as a choreographer?
Yeah. I think choreographers are definitely very qualified to direct. We're doing it. I mean, we're directing.
Right.
We're directing physical dialogue. We're creating physical dialogue. We're also writers. Like, I mean, Jamal Sims is going to be directing a movie. There's Rob Marshall, Kenny, Adam Shankman. There's Gene Kelly, Bob Fosse. I mean, there's so many great choreographers turned directors. It comes with getting those offers to direct comes with trust, but also starting to make your own stuff. You gotta if you're not getting those offers, you gotta start making your own stuff and trying to get your stuff out there. Shirley MacLaine told me, she's a buddy of mine. She told me that she said, you remind me of Bobby. And I was like, Bobby? She's like, Bobby Fosse. And I was like, I remind you of Bobby Fosse? Yeah. She was like, and I gave him she was like, I gave him his first job as a director. I was like, really?
Wow.
So I like hanging out with her because she tells me all these cool stories.
Yeah.
And I was like, what do you mean? She was like, well, I was attached to do Sweet Charity as the star, as you know, and they asked me who I wanted to direct, and she said, I want Bobby Fosse to direct. And they're like, he's a choreographer, he's not a director. And she's like, he's a director and he's going to direct this movie or I'm not going to do it. And they hired him to do it, and that's how he got Sweet Charity. I mean, that's
wow.
According to her, So that is, but why I said that is because the choreographers are having to prove themselves.
Yeah.
Because people see them as a dance person or whatever. I mean, I'm already thinking of what I want to do next. Like, I just did a Lego thing. I love doing family entertainment. but I do want to do a thriller. I do want to do something
Ooh.
really meaty and stuff like that. So I'm planning what I want to do next. I don't know what it is,
Yeah.
but I want it to juxtapose the colorful world of Lego that I just directed. So, um, but choreographers, in order, because I don't want to stay in a box.
Right.
I'm a versatile person. I want to remain that way, and it may be I may have to do it myself. I don't know,
I think that's
but I'm ready for it.
yeah, and I think that's amazing that you're always stretching yourself and seeing what can I do next. I've conquered this, what's next? And like diving into these different areas and being as multifaceted as possible. It's really inspiring, really cool.
Thanks.
Yeah. So, in your career, you've worked a lot with young people, with Disney, Descendants, and A Week Away, like you mentioned.
Yeah.
What's the biggest difference between working with young people and working with adults? And also, how are you a mentor to those young people on sets?
Mm. You know what? I've never been asked that question before, but like, I think I like working with. I like working with young people because it keeps me young.
Yeah.
It keeps me like I'm like they're bringing something to it that I don't have. Like there's different trends, there's different things going on that I'm not up with. So I'm always surrounding myself with that energy because it's inspiring.
Yeah.
And when I'm working with older people, they're bringing a wealth of intelligence and thought. So I'm always a sponge to that as well.
Yeah.
And as of late, to answer your question about mentoring, I don't think I mentor them, but I do. That's not true. I started to educate the last couple years in opening myself up as like this side of me to offer myself for education, and I'm loving it. So through that, I've become a bit of a mentor to some young talent, and it's been cool being someone in a corner, cheering them on, and also like really helping them navigate something. It's always different. Like sometimes it's a contract, sometimes it's a role they're preparing for, or a big decision, or whatever. And I know my mom had no idea how to navigate the industry. She wasn't a stage mom. She kind of stayed out of it. And there's a lot of parents like that, so it's been cool to be able to help. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Kind of carry that torch and like share your expertise with them in that way.
Yeah.
So this industry is really demanding. There's a lot that's asked of you. You're getting pulled in different directions. You also became a father at 21.
Yeah.
How do you balance that personal family life with a career in entertainment?
Well, I always have a regret of not being around enough. And now probably smother her too much now. Because like, what are you doing? Can I come over? What are you doing? Can I come over? Yeah? Are you sure? You don't want my help with that? Like I kind of like really want to be around. I was actually just in Vancouver with her. She's actually doing stunts. She's jumping off of a bridge or something.
That's so cool.
And we were staying together in Vancouver. So that was cool.
Yeah.
I was working on one movie while she was working on another, and we got to hang out.
Yeah.
So that was the only reason why I was like really excited to go to Vancouver this last week. But how did I balance it? I didn't. It was hard. It was freaking hard. Like traveling all over for work, and then being like, I convinced her every time I went away, I convinced her I was with the Muppets. And I put on a Muppet voice. Hey, Marley, it's Gonzo. How you doing? I'm with your dad. Or, hi, yeah, Miss Piggy. And I would do the voices. And I would, and she really thought I was traveling with the Muppets for like years.
Wow.
I did a couple Muppet movies, right?
Yeah.
So then I brought her to set, so she really knew, like, I didn't have to lie about that. Like, she thought they were my friends.
Aw.
So, like, for years I carried that on. Kermit's calling me. I have to go to town. And so she was cool as long as I put him on the phone.
Yeah. Oh.
But it was tough. It was really was tough. But yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of people want to work in this industry, but also have goals and aspirations of having children and having a family, and it can totally be hard to balance when you're on set 12 hours or you're traveling, and how you make it work. But we all find our own creative ways to make it work.
Yeah, it's balance. I I work so much, and even now I have to really force myself to shut it down. Otherwise, I'll be up till midnight writing something or whatever, and that's not healthy.
Yeah.
Like I need to sleep. You need to sleep. Like,
Yeah.
you know.
Right.
So, there's times where I wish I would have said no to a stupid project that I probably didn't even need to be involved in to spend more time. I'm not saying I was a deadbeat dad and not present. I'm just saying I wish I would have.
Yeah.
You know?
And kind of looking back, seeing places maybe you could have been more selective or.
Well, I mean, sometimes I would say yes to a lot of things and help a lot of people out, and I could have said no to a lot of things.
Yeah.
And I'm doing that now in my life, but I wish I did it then.
Ah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's a lot of collaborations that happen. Hey, you want to try this? You want to write this? You want to do this? And like, looking back, I'm like, those were stupid. Like, I didn't need to do that
Yeah.
little side project that never went anywhere.
Yeah. Right. And so working with the Muppets, what
Yeah.
was it like choreographing and working with them?
Oh my God, I could do a Muppet movie every day. Because I grew up on the Muppet Show. I
Yeah.
would watch in the Muppet movie with Kermit
Yeah.
singing Rainbow Connection. So that working on the Muppet movie was an absolute dream. And the director, Kirk Thatcher, who I worked with on both Muppet movies that I did, he's legendary. And I brought him in as the writer for the Lego movie. So we brought him in and he wrote the Lego movie that I just directed. So that was a cool full circle to be able to collaborate with him in that capacity. And full circle moment. Full circle moment.
Super.
But I could work with the Muppets any day. And choreographing on them is like it's a bunch of you're choreographing a bunch of grown adults that are holding this. Some people, some of them have. There's two people. One has the hand, and so there's two people. So it's I pre-shoot it just like a dance previs, with my hands like this, like just talking and stuff. So yeah, it's a whole.
That's so fun.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun. Yeah.
It's such a time to like play and explore and try things.
Yeah, I mean, there's not too much they can do.
Yeah.
They're Muppets.
Right. Right.
But it's just you're walking into nostalgia. It's cool. It's cool. Yeah.
So, Paul, what's on your call sheet now? What does a day in your life look like?
I've never been asked that. What's on my call sheet?
Yeah.
I wake up. I usually set my alarm for 5 a.m.
I wish I could.
Which is torture.
Wow.
Torture. But I don't always get up at 5. Sometimes I have to sleep until 6.
Okay, but that's still ahead of the game. 6 a.m. Yeah.
But I do force myself, and I enjoy going to them now, but enjoy is a strong word. I go to like an F45 class or a training mate class, or
Nice.
like a fitness class. I need that kind of boost in the morning. Otherwise, my brain starts turning on like creatively and like all the things that I want to accomplish, or I write down a whole board of what I need to do daily, and I'll be thinking of that. If I start my gym at 9, I'll be thinking of all the things I have to do in my work. I just want to leave. I just want to exit. And there's been times where I've literally like been, and I don't have the self-discipline to like stay. I'll leave.
So it kind of helps get you going in the morning.
I have to do it early when I know everything's shut down. This is my time to focus.
Yeah.
And then throughout my day, if I'm not on a set, I'm working on my own projects. I'll dedicate 2 hours to this project, 1 hour here, that kind of thing, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Some of them business, some of them creative, and that's technically my business call sheet, as exciting as it is. And I do have fun in there too, I try to have fun. So yeah.
Yeah. And with all the like huge projects that you've done, being in rooms with Michael Jackson and being in rooms with Miss Piggy, How do you manage navigating so many different personalities and egos in a room?
Well, let me start with. I didn't work with Michael Jackson. I did. So, one cool thing about Kenny is that he called me up so Kenny called me up one time, and when we sort of after we first met, we did the Jonas Brothers tour and we did Miley and stuff, and he's like, and we were prepping. I was training Chase Crawford when Kenny was going to direct Footloose, and Chase Crawford was supposed to star in it, and I was just giving him private lessons. And Kenny was like, "Do you want to shadow me for This Is It?" And I was like, "Yeah." Shadowing, if you don't know, shadowing means you're shadowing. You're literally there.
Yeah.
I was moving waters. I was standing around. I was helping wherever I could.
Yeah.
I didn't give a crap. I was just around.
Right.
When I
Being
was
in the
allowed
room.
to be around. There were some days
Yeah.
where they were like, "No, you can't come." But for the most part, it was shadowing. And then I brought it up to Kenny. And it was such a tough time for him because of what happened to Michael passing and everything. He was like, "Did I know you during This Is It?" And I was like, "Kenny, I shadowed you during This
Wow.
Is It." And he was like, "Wow, oh my God, that was such a time. I don't remember anything." And so so it was a really tough time.
Yeah.
It was a tough time, but it was amazing being in that room, being in that environment of so much creativity, and so much excitement around that project. Was really cool watching them create it too.
Absolutely.
But how do I manage egos in the room? Your question was, how do I manage egos in the room?
Yeah, and so many different personalities.
I believe sometimes, man, sometimes I realize when an actor is, I've worked with a lot of actors, right?
Yeah.
And there's sometimes when there's a lot of big personalities in the room that are resistant to dance or resistant to something you're trying to do. It's because they're either insecure about something. They're insecure about how they're going to be portrayed, or they're not trusting you as a director or choreographer and how you're going to shoot them or handle their performance or whatever. So I think building trust is a big thing with working with artists that are fantastic. I'm learning that. I remember when I wrote a movie called Breaking Brooklyn that Lionsgate bought, and it's on Tubi now, and it was starring Academy Award winner Lou Gossett Jr. And I directed it and I choreographed it with Jared Grimes, and Maud Arnold was our associate choreographer, and I had a really great team on that and really great support as far as the creative people. And Lou Gossett was like somebody that I was like, this guy's, he's done it. He's amazing. He's an Academy Award winning actor.
Yeah.
But he did he did teach me some things. Like he didn't have a big ego or anything, but he was preparing for a real emotional scene. It was a dramatic movie, and he was just about to fall in to character for a second take. He had done a real deep emotional take, and I allowed the cinematographer or the gaffer, whoever, to adjust some lights and stuff like that. And he said, "Come here." And he was like, "You need to bring me on here when you guys are ready." He's like, "When you're ready. You see this? You got one more of these." He's like, this is, I'm tapping into something for you. I'm doing this for you, for your project. And I'm paraphrasing.
Yeah.
And rest his soul. But he taught me that a lesson that moment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? On a big emotional scene like that, you don't have time for fiddling around. Like the actors are important. They're the most important thing in your set. The performance is the most important thing we're capturing.
Yeah.
And they're in a vulnerable place. So that taught me. And I was like, even at that level, he was like, I tapped into this for you, Paul, and for the show, for us, for all of us. And if you guys aren't doing your job, and you call me here and I'm doing my job, like, that's not right.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's such an important takeaway to kind of think from the actor's perspective. Like you said, they're going to that place emotionally, and they're on their P's and Q's. So it takes everyone else being on the same page for us to get this rolling.
Yeah. Now when I have the opportunity to direct something, before I bring the actors in, I'm like, okay, how are we? How far are you? How are
Mm.
you? Let's get it set up. Let's get it good
Yeah.
before we bring them in. Because when we bring them in, I want to give them, you know,
You're ready
their
to go.
space and
Yeah.
proper. I want to do it right for them.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right. We're going to play some hot takes in Hollywood. So it's going to be a quick this or that.
Okay. This or
right.
that.
Yeah. You're going to pick between two options.
Okay.
Okay. Directing or choreographing?
Mm.
Tough.
Direct. I like directing now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can hire myself as the choreographer if I'm directing.
Yeah. Film or television?
Oh, it's all the same now.
Hmm.
It's all the same
Yeah.
now. Yeah, there's so much cinematic TV on, but I do like a good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally. Live performance or on-camera work?
Oh, jeez. I like the thrill of live.
Yeah.
I like the thrill of live. But
I agree.
yeah,
Disney or Broadway?
Disney.
Yeah. I'm there. I feel like, love both, but those Disney movies
Yeah.
that I grew up on, like those were such big inspirations to me. Like, I was like, that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Writing or directing?
Oh. I like directing.
Yeah.
I always get a little bit of a rewrite. When you're directing, you can kind of,
Yeah.
you can influence the writer.
Yeah.
So.
Motion capture or practical performance?
Oh, practical. I like practical, yeah.
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 Teaching or creating?
Creating.
Yeah.
I'm learning how to be a teacher now.
Yeah. But a creator at heart.
Yeah.
Yeah. Small passion project or big studio?
I like small passion projects.
Yeah.
A lot of times I'm more happy doing those. Some of the big studio, I don't know. I do like small passion projects.
Yeah. And both have their pros, you know? Yeah. So now we're going to do some fact or fiction. We're going to bust some myths about the industry.
Okay.
Okay. The first one is that you have to move to America to make it in entertainment.
Fiction. Yeah. You don't you can do now you have the tools to do it from anywhere. Yeah.
Yeah. And there's big scenes and like creative scenes everywhere.
Yeah,
You know?
well you have the tools to do it yourself, but also there's industries in different pockets now. The UK is popping.
Yeah.
So you can get an agent in different cities and different countries and
Yeah. And there's a lot filming in Canada. Yeah. AI is going to replace creative jobs.
I don't think so.
Yeah. I don't think so either.
No.
Yeah.
It'll replace a lot of tasks and a lot of things, but I don't think it's replacing us as creatives
Yeah.
or human emotion. Well, you know what? It's replaced some creative jobs, but if you use it, it's replacing some lower level creative jobs. Like some people used to have jobs just to remove backgrounds from posters and things, and like lower level Photoshop jobs, video jobs. Like there's rendering jobs. There are some.
Yeah.
There are some lower level ones that are definitely replaced. So I don't know. My answer wasn't that good.
Yeah. Success is permanent when you make it, meaning you never have to start over.
No. What is success anyway? Like,
Yeah.
What is that? What is making it? Like I don't know. I haven't made it. I'm still trying to make it. I don't even know what making it is.
Wow.
Really, like I don't know. I've won a few awards. They're collecting dust. I don't know. That doesn't get you jobs in the future.
Yeah. It's like
still
the continuous, like always evolving.
Yeah. I there's look at it. I mean, there's Academy Award winners that are not working. There's people out there that are not working, and they're very talented, and they're. So I don't know. I don't think it's. I don't. People need to define what making it is, because making it can mean various things, and when you achieve the things you think you wanted, it's not all it cracked up to be.
Yeah. That's very true. The rose-colored glasses come off, and then you kind of, see behind the curtain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Has there ever been a moment you've hit rock bottom or really failed or really been at a low point, and how have you gotten back on your feet?
Yeah, I lost everything. I lost everything in 2008. The economy crashed, and I was balling at one point, and I bought a brownstone in Brooklyn and lost it all. And the government, there was a scam going on with the banks. It was a countrywide bank scam, and the countrywide was the bank. And to make a long story short, I foreclosed on the house and lost it all, and no home, no nothing. And yeah, so I have, and I had to climb back up.
Yeah. What do you think
Yeah.
helped you? Like, what skills
Oh,
or traits?
all the things. My versatility helped me.
Yeah.
My versatility helped me, and taking chances helped me, and staying ready helped me. Staying ready,
Yeah.
it really helped me, because if I didn't stay ready, I wouldn't have been able to present myself for these opportunities that arose.
Yeah. Stay
Yeah.
ready so you don't have
Yeah.
to get ready.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And the last one, if you're from a small town, your opportunities are limited.
If you're from a small town, your opportunities are limited. That's false. I was from an island that had no opportunities. Small. So,
Yeah.
yeah, you got to, and if there's none that are being offered to you in the small town, you got to make some for yourself. Or you got to, and if you feel like your proximity is holding you back, you have to make a choice.
Yeah.
Do you have to leave or no? Or, I mean, you might be too young to leave, but you got to figure out ways to create these opportunities for yourself.
Definitely. So now it's time for Crafty Corner.
Crafty Corner.
Yes. On set, what would your dream crafty table look like?
On set, my dream crafty table?
Yeah.
Peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Okay. Classic.
I always, like last week when I was on set, I took one for the pocket and one, and then, yeah.
Yeah. All right. And so this industry, there's a lot of pros. There can also be some cons. What is your biggest industry ick? What's on your industry betrayal list?
You know what? I don't like it when there's a lot of, like, you know what's on ick? I guess I have a few things, but I'll tell you
Yeah.
one. Is when, and particularly when it comes to, like, dancers, and you hire a bunch of dancers, right? Let's just say it's a big production.
Yeah.
And this is something for dancers getting into the industry to be mindful of. And you got a whole crew of dancers, like 50 dancers. They're gonna have cliques, and if there's like one clique that's like a rotten clique, like somebody who's like gossipy or just
negative.
kind of negative, or
Yeah.
calling the union over the floor, having being slippery or something, like without talking to you, or just a rotten somebody trying to cause something, complaining, because sometimes there's performers, you give them a job and then they're complaining about the job or whatever. So I would just say, when you go into these environments as a young dancer or whatever, keep to yourself.
Yeah.
Don't like get caught up, because you'll be guilt by association by that negativity.
Yeah.
So just do your thing. Don't get caught up in any of this extra stuff.
Yeah. I feel like I've noticed like an increase in entitlement and a decrease in gratitude.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and it comes from these people thinking they're big stars on social or whatever, because they got 100,000 followers or something, and then they're expecting to be hired, or they're expecting, But I see that I also see that too with a little bit of people with no social media, just like kind of as I'm going around teaching, I'm noticing that too.
Yeah. I wonder what it is. What's like been a shift in that? But I feel like it's been more prominent.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, kind of like forgetting that why of like, we're dancing, we're doing what we love to do, we're getting paid to do something we love to do. Like that we should be grateful for. That's an opportunity to be grateful for right there.
Yeah.
Let alone then, all the little things, and having that kind of like entitlement, or making it more difficult than it has to be, instead of just the simple thing, I'm doing what I love to do, I'm getting paid to do it, let's have a great day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've dealt with that a lot, and I've seen it. And you know what? Have I been guilty of it when I was dancing? No. I was always pretty grateful. I was always pretty happy to be there.
Yeah.
But I do see it, and I don't see it as much because I'm the choreographer and they mask that and they hide it. But I always hear about it. I'll hear about it from. There's always a dancer or two that I'm hiring that I know, that I've worked with.
Right.
And they'll come to me and say, "Hey, so and so is a rotten egg in the bunch. You know, she's saying this, that, or he's saying this, that, and they're causing a bit of trouble." Then I got to deal with it, or my associate has to deal with it, or something.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And having a rotten egg in there is tough because then they can rot the rest of the group.
Yeah.
You know, it starts to spread.
Yeah.
Like misery loves company.
Yeah.
Those people. Yeah. Yeah. I think that's a great industry to bring up because it's definitely very prominent. Yeah. So, Paul, you're on Call Sheet Confessions. What is your call sheet confession?
What do you mean by call sheet confession?
This can be anything. It could be a time you got fired from a job. It could be a crazy behind-the-scenes moment. Something went wrong before you were about to hit the stage or film something.
Oh.
It could be anything, like just a story that we want to know.
Yeah. I almost got in a... I almost got in an altercation with, rest his soul, but there was a famous hip-hop dancer named Shabba-Doo who I looked up to. And I looked up to that guy. That guy was inspiring. He's a phenomenal dancer. If you haven't seen him, you need to Google him. He was one of the reasons why I started dancing.
Wow.
And I was choreographing a movie called Kicking It Old School. And I don't know where the movie is now. I don't even know if it ever got made. But they fired me. And they were like, we want a real old school guy. So they brought in him. But they paid me out of my contract. They fired me. And they were like, we want you to audition for one of the roles. So I was like, cool. And I said, and I was fine about being fired because they paid me out, and I was happy that.
Yeah.
I thought he was more qualified than me, because he's phenomenal.
Yeah.
And I get to the audition, and I spiked my hair a particular way because that was what the character was.
Yeah.
And he knew. I don't know why he did this, but he pulled me out, and he basically said, he embarrassed me in front of everyone. He's like, your hair looks effing, like he swore at me. It's fucking stupid. And he's like, let me tell you guys something. If the script says to put a helicopter on your head, don't put a helicopter on your head. And he starts like going off about me. And and people were like, what? And it was time for me to go. I was like 20, I don't know. It was before my daughter was born. And I was walking while he was talking, we were walking to the stereo to put my CD. I was going to freestyle, and I decided not to do the audition. And I decided to whisper in his ear to call him outside after the audition.
Oh, my gosh.
And I said, you know what, I'm not going to read for you, but I will wait for you after, and we can talk about this face-to-face if you want downstairs, outside. And he wasn't expecting me to say that.
Yeah,
and
right.
I think I used a few other colorful words that I'm not going to say on this podcast.
Yeah.
But I said it really quietly. No one even knew that conversation was happening.
Right.
Gave him a couple hard pats on the back, and I bounced with my CD in my hand. So, but that was a disappointment because I looked up to that man. I would watch his videos over and over, and he was phenomenal. But he must have been having a bad time, bad day. I don't know what he was going through in that moment, but that wasn't cool.
No, you were just trying to show up as best as you could.
I was so happy to be in his presence.
Yeah. Wow.
But the Canadian came out of me. the hockey fighter.
That's what I say. I'm like the Phillies coming out.
Yeah.
In another life, if you weren't working in entertainment, what would you be doing?
If I wasn't working in entertainment, I think I'd have a business of some sort.
Yeah.
I grew up with being exposed to street smarts, entrepreneurial smarts, that kind of stuff. And I would have a business of some sort. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what that would be, but I've accumulated a lot of skills now. So I'm sure I can turn it into something.
Yeah. And you've worked a lot in dance, in musicals. You've also been in the sports world a little bit. With working on the Super Bowl pregame show, what was that like, and how did that compare to working on a film
I
set?
forgot about that. So I did the Pan Am Games closing ceremonies, the Parapan Games ceremonies, which was thousands of people, and then I did that Super Bowl thing. But that was like a pregame. I was actually with, I think that was with Don Omar. I
Yeah.
directed and choreographed his world tour, and that was kind of an extended stop.
Yeah.
But there's nothing like live. There's nothing like the excitement of putting on a live event.
Totally.
You got one shot, you got one take. It's thrilling and it's nerve wracking, and it takes a village. So, I would do that again in a heartbeat. But
Yeah.
yeah, I love doing live.
Yeah. You've also worked in movement, like directing, coaching, and sequence creation.
Yeah.
What is that process like?
Well, it's different for each one.
Yeah.
And originally, I started doing movement, creature creation kind of stuff on. It was Cabin in the Woods, and then some other zombie stuff, and I felt like a fraud. I felt like what am I doing? This is a weird job. Like this is like, how did I start? How did I get this job? And I realized that I had to create the movement and then teach myself how to teach the movement, because it's all about what you're telling someone and how they're making it respond to their body. So when it came to The Last of Us, it was all about that. I had already like learned how to kind of do the process. So when I started doing The Last of Us, I was researching neurological disorders, Parkinson's disease, all kinds of stuff to show how someone gets infected on the early stages of infection from a small tremor or whatever, to a full-on clicker attacking someone in The Last of Us. So The Last of Us was unique because I got to work on it for like, I don't know, that was like 9 months to a year of prepping and exploring and getting dancers together and creating the movement in different scenarios and stuff like that for the creators. And we were doing it virtually because it was during COVID.
Wow.
And then I went to set to shoot it. And that was, it was epic. But movement creation is not something I really planned to do in my career. But I said yes, and then I was learning on the job, really. I was qualified, I still am, and now I'm doing it on this huge movie, and I find that it's turning into more acting coaching than movement.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you talking about, how does someone get infected in that first tremor? It made me think of my acting classes where I had to do like a horror scene where I had to like I was like choking, and the first time I did it, I did the very like classic like, all right, my mind goes right to this for choking. And my acting teacher and a friend of mine was like, think about like what happens first. Like your throat starts to close, or you start to grab for something and let it build. And when I did that, and did the scene the next time, my class was like they thought I was choking. Like it was much more believable when you do all that research and that prep and really thinking about like all those little things that build up to it, and it does become like acting coaching.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. One thing I learned during doing all my movement coaching and stuff over the years is like the more specific you can give an actor or a dancer or whatever, the more specific you can of an instruction, the more you'll get a reaction that you want. Hopefully.
Yeah.
There's some things that I'll try. Like last week, I was trying I gave him something. I said something to him, and I said, "Oh no, that's not it. That's not it. That's not it. I told you the wrong thing. I told you the wrong thing. Delete that." Luckily, he works that way. He's like he scraps it, and we'll try something else.
Yeah.
But I'm very specific on what I tell them.
Yeah. Because something can just make it click.
Sometimes it doesn't click, and you have to say something else. Like I think I said to him, "You're carrying a stone. The stone is 500 pounds, and you're not carrying it with your arms, you're carrying it with your sternum. It's embedded in your sternum and it's weighing you down. And it's causing your forehead to drop and look through your eyes. And I just started to like, and each step you're grinding, the stone is grinding with each step. And like, I don't know, things are, yeah. I don't know where I came up with that, but it was in the moment.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And it just worked.
Yeah, but I also, it worked. It worked. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's something that's interesting to me too, like with the dance brain, is thinking of it almost as like, it's like choreography in a way, it's a dance in a way, like thinking about like all the things that lead and that build up to that, you know, moment or that character you're trying to get into.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's good for all actors and dancers and performers to understand movement, but also understand the structure of a story.
Yeah.
Understand the structure of a story. Pick up a book. Like there's a great book, Save the Cat. There's The Hero's Journey. There's lots of like books that are real easy reads that'll give you the fundamentals of storytelling and the fundamentals of the structure of a story, so you understand where is your character at this point in the story. I think it's because things started to click for me once I started to really study writing. Now, by no means do I say I'm the maestro of writing, but I'm a good writer, but I'm not, like, I still have lots to learn. I'm still reading. I'm still, like, you know, trying to push myself, and obviously I got a long way to go, but I think it's great for actors and dancers and performers to learn, to continue to learn that.
Yeah, I think that's really good advice, because actors and dancers, they're the vessels, you know, telling that story and part of making that story come to life. So to understand the structure of storytelling as a whole will give you that more 360 perspective of what you're a part of and what you're creating.
Yeah, and then you also have the knowledge to ask your director, hey, why am I doing this moment? I mean, or like, or not even ask them, just understand why. You know what I mean? Not even bombard them with the why.
Yeah. Is there any other advice that you have for aspiring directors, choreographers, dancers, writers?
Stay curious.
Yeah.
Stay humble. I mean, you asked me that question, and it makes me feel like I'm like the guy. You know what I mean? I don't look at myself as the guy. I still feel like I'm like, and I am. I'm on this journey, and we're in the same pool. Like everyone's in the same ecosystem. Like we really are. We're all swimming in the same pond. You know, like as far as the directors want to work on movies just as much as actors do, and actors look at them as like, oh, this person can change my life. Well, like we're in the same pond. We're doing the same thing. We're just, you know, we're all doing the same thing. So.
And
I guess
you've achieved so much, and you're so humble. What keeps you grounded?
Realizing that we're doing the same thing that can be snatched away from you at any given time.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. I just look at life like that. I look at the industry like that. I think we're all kind of doing the same thing. We're all trying to advance in a way.
Right.
Some are doing it the wrong way. Some are doing it the right way.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you want to work with cool people and nice people.
Exactly. That's the process is the most fun part.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, like working with a great team and bouncing off creative ideas. Like you're spending so much time with people. You want to have a good time and work with good people. Yeah. Paul, are you living your dream?
Oh yeah, I'm living my dream. I'm 100% living my dream. Yeah, I wake up with enthusiasm. I wake up with optimism. There's still so many things I want to do. And I'm trying to get there.
Yeah. And how do you want to be remembered?
How do I want to be remembered? As you know, somebody who's nudged people and helped people along the way. As far as my career, as I want to be remembered, you know, it's like, I don't know. You know what? I don't know. I to be real, like, sure, I want to be remembered, but I've never thought about that. I've never thought about, I want people to remember me by this. Because, like, you know how fast we forget about people?
Yeah.
Like, look at is anyone talking about the Queen of England right now? She passed away a few years ago. Like, she's the Queen of England.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I just want to make an impact while I'm alive, and to
Totally.
people and help people, and tell stories that can inspire and hopefully maybe change a life. What's cool when I
Yeah.
get feedback, when someone approaches me and says, "Hey, that changed my life. Your YouTube channel did that one video brought me out of depression." That kind of stuff. That kind of stuff like makes me happy. So I
Yeah.
think, yeah, yeah,
I love that.
little nuggets while I'm alive is good. For
Yeah, definitely.
me.
Well, Paul, thank you so much for coming on Call She Confessions.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Of course. What's next for you? Where can we find you?
You can find me. You can find me at Paul Becker _official on Instagram, same handle on TikTok, and check out my We Got This community on the school app.
Yes.
See you there.
I've been seeing some videos on your Instagram and LinkedIn of like you sharing tips and advice, and it's so cool. Like, what a
Oh,
great
thanks.
tool for aspiring creatives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been pretty awesome to jump in there.
Yeah. Well, I'm so excited to continue following your career, and thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me. And everyone listening, you drop so many gems. There's so much to learn from, and you're so multifaceted, which is really inspiring to me as someone who like works in production and dance and doing my own podcast. There's so many things I'm interested in, and it's so cool to see someone make all those things come to life.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Of course, of course. And thank you for watching this episode of Call She Confessions. Always make sure to chase the dream and work hard. If your dreams don't scare you, they're not big enough. May your call times be reasonable and your checks be on time. And like my Mimi always says, break a leg, but not really. We'll see you next time. Bye.